Hey, what's up guys? It's Zach the Gear Guy OGE coming back at you with episode 11 of Zach the Gear Guy Predicts. I just want to take a moment and thank everybody at the Georgia Wrestling History Awards, as well as you, Nadia, fellow Grind Club member, for having me there. It was just an amazing night to be together with my wrestling family, and obviously fellow Grind Club members, and, you know, the whole wrestling lifestyle, for one night. That could have been a whole vlog on its own, but I didn't know how many people would show up to the event, you know. Plus, we're already far behind on the vlogs as of late. Don't come at me. Episode 6 is coming very, very soon. Trust me. You have my word on that. But we are coming off a massive SHW 47. Now we are in SHW 48. And boy, does this card have some great matches on it. Let me run down the list. But before I get to that, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And ring that bell for notifications. Trust me, not only do you have the rest of the vlogs coming out, but you have some great ideas from me that I really want to do, you know, so you don't want to miss any of those videos. And as always, you can predict before the show if you're coming, or if you just want to leave your predictions in the comment section down below. Trust me, I do read those. You know, and you'll see if I get something right, if I get it wrong, you know. Do we break even with each other? You know, it's just going to be fun. So definitely leave your predictions in the comments down below. But without further ado, let's get into the card for SHW 48. First off, we have Nick Halen, approved. The approves Nick Halen versus Parker Lee. Nick Halen has been finding this Marcus Buff Bagwell, almost, you know, channeling in, like, not, I wouldn't say mocking, but like he's been channeling in a lot of Marcus Buff Bagwell, as of late, and has just come off a massive win, not only against Marvelous Michael Stevens, but also, which was one of the craziest matches, of 2023, I believe. But he also, came off a massive win in his own right, becoming Technical Wrestler of the Year, having won the best, match/feud of the year. And also he is, your overall Georgia Technical Wrestler of the Year. And I do believe overall Wrestler of the Year. So 3 awards for him. Not too bad of a night, actually. Now I do know some stuff about Parker Lee as well. Parker Lee, we've seen him compete on AEW. He's Nightmare Factory trained. I think the last time we saw Parker Lee was, in that DDP Diamond Cup tournament, back at Still Here 4. So it's great to see another Nightmare Factory person or student, come through SHW and grace their presence. I always like it when Nightmare Factory students come through. But, again, you've got Nick Halen, Wrestler of the Year, Technical Wrestler of the Year, and Best Match of the Year. I don't think Nick Halen's going to let up on any of those titles, especially as of late, just winning that. So I'm going to go approved Nick Halen. And as of late, me and him have become friends. So again, nobody's paid me. Nobody has persuaded me in any way. These are my raw reactions to the card. But Nick Halen definitely is my pick for here. Next up, you have a Southern Honor Tag Team title match. You have Matt Sells. Funny enough, talking about Nick Halen, you have Matt Sells, who faced Nick Halen back in December. And Michael Stevens, one half of the Beautiful Ball Besties, who faced Nick Halen last month, taking on our Southern Honor Tag Team Champions, Happy Madness, Dishonor, that being Sunny Days and Sal Renaro. Here's the thing about that. You have one person who's known for tag team wrestling, paired with another person who knows standard wrestling. So, and you also have to factor in last month, when it was Gary Lamb, Gunnar Miller, and Corey Hollis taking on the team of Happy Madness and our former booker, Brooklyn, more on that later, for full control of the company. Now, I happen to know that Happy Madness could be coming into this match very, very vengeful after taking that loss to Team SHW and losing full control of SHW as a whole. More specifically, I believe, Sunny Days. So you have kind of a thrown together tag team of Matt Sells and Marvelous Michael Stevens. So I do think that momentum, plus considering Happy Madness hasn't won Tag Team of the Year, kind of might just add more fuel to the fire, more gas onto anything. And when you set a match to it, it doesn't end well. I do think that this is probably that Matt Sells and Marvelous Michael Stevens have to talk of a game plan, like how can we beat Happy Madness at this stage? Because losing Tag Team of the Year is one thing, but when you're in a big match on a big stage and you lose all control of the company, which is seen as a win in some books, but in others, not so much, you kind of get a sense of, anger, frustration, and it's going to be very dangerous coming in to this tag team title match. And as much as I don't really like to say it, there's of course no beef with Happy Madness, but I like Happy Madness, but it's just another that's another thing for another time, I believe. But Happy Madness versus Matt Sells and Michael Stevens. As much as I want Matt Sells and Michael Stevens to win, I just don't see that happening against a very vengeful, a very angry Happy Madness. So I'm going still champion Happy Madness, but this does beg a question that I'm going to get onto later in this card. You have, next up in singles competition, you have my overkill homie. Carly Bravo. Again, I don't know if this is formerly or if this is still, I guess I need to find that out. But you have, formerly Dishonored member, still kind of overkill member, Carly Bravo. I guess we'll have to see how it's broken up. If it's broken up, if it's still there, but that's another story for another time. But you have Carly Bravo taking on the returning, as I said, returning Corey Hollis. Now, if you had told me 1 year ago that I would be seeing Corey Hollis again in SHW, I wouldn't have believed you. Honestly. I came in when Corey Hollis was champion in 2020. Corey Hollis was retired 2021 by Gunnar Miller at Still Here Free. Now, he has shown. Now, outside of the ring, Gunnar Miller and Corey Hollis are friends. And boy, when he stepped in that ring, I was shocked as everybody to see him back. And he looked like he had not lost a step. He looked ready to go. Of course, Corey Hollis, as I mentioned, I was there when he was champion. He has practically done everything SHW title-wise. He's held the SHW Championship. He's held the tag team titles alongside one Michael Judas as a part of Lethal Poison. He's done everything in the SHW book. I thought his chapter book was closed, but apparently he's back and he's probably on the side of Gary Lamb, Gunnar Miller. Who knows? Like, is this a new Corey Hollis? Is the question here. Whereas in terms of Carly Bravo, I was here when I was there. Same backstory with Corey Hollis. I was there when Carly first started out. I had Carly Bravo on the 4th episode of my vlog to kind of bring him up, elevate him. And ever since then, he's done exactly that. And I mean, you know, it's gonna be interesting to see how things ended up. And this also brings up another question. Spoiler alert for episode 12 and the way things ended, but in the end you had Chip Day standing up on the stage, pointing at Gunnar Miller. Grind Club member Chip Day, sorry. Back to that later. Then you have then the place goes pitch black. Michael Judas shows up, chokeslams Gunnar Miller, looks at Corey Hollis, and just shushes him. Which leaves Gunnar to believe that this is Corey's fault, his incident, etc. But, we don't know what that means. Does this mean Lethal Poison's back together? Does this mean it's a Lethal Poison 2.0? I have no idea. But it does beg the question, will Michael Judas, Chip Day, be out there to assist Corey Hollis, or what does Corey Hollis have left to prove, is my question. Carly Bravo versus Corey Hollis, I have to say, this is tough. Not going to lie. I mean, you have Corey Hollis, just fresh out of retirement. He came back out of retirement. And you have Carly Bravo, who recently was on, not once, but twice, on Impact Wrestling. Not going to lie. This is hard. You know what? I know I say this is tough because I love these guys. Honestly, I do. And I respect both of them. But you have Corey Hollis and Carly Bravo. Man, flip a coin in the air and shoot me a blank. I'm going straight down the middle. Either man could take this one. They are both that good. This is why you should be here Friday, February 10th to see this match. This is going to be that good. Is Corey Hollis versus Carly Bravo. Carly Bravo versus Corey Hollis. Whatever way, shape, size you want to say it. Obviously Carly does have the height advantage when it comes to Corey Hollis. But Corey Hollis does have the experience level to Carly Bravo. So I'm going to call it straight down the middle. Either man. I'll be happy. Next up, we have a 6-man tag team match as Cornelius Pepperbottom, the frat boy. Well, sorry, not sorry, Bryce. The frat daddy, Bryce Cannon. And hashtag not my Zach, because there's no way two Zachs can be in the same place at each other, because it kind of makes a confusion that is scientifically proven by me. Hashtag not my Zach. Zach Mosley, Exotic Youth, taking on the team of Top Team and Cyrus. And I mean, this does bring up a question. Oh yeah, and I do want to note real quick before we get to this 6-man tag team match that Carly Bravo has just won Most Improved Wrestler of the Year, as well. But anyway, getting back to the 6-man tag team match, Exotic Youth versus Top Team and Cyrus. Exotic Youth just won Tag Team of the Year, surprisingly. But this does bring up a couple of questions. Is Bryce Cannon's jaw affected by not meaning to be sounding like the Oscars, but like that Will Smith-esque slap by one half of your free time commentary team of the year, that being Brandon Bennerfield, giving a slap to Exotic Youth member Bryce Cannon. So also, you know that Cyrus is not happy. The last time I saw Cyrus, he was taken out by Cornelius and Zach Mosley by way of chair shots, and Exotic Youth had just taken his spot ever since. And plus also the attack on Top Team wasn't really necessary in my opinion. So as much, and we know from experience that Exotic Youth will do anything, and I literally mean anything, using a paddle, using a crutch, etc., distracting the referee, would do almost about anything, sink to the bottom of the barrel to win a match. So as much as I think Exotic Youth has a good chance of winning this, I gotta go with Top Team and Cyrus. Like, Cyrus literally defeated Judas in that last man standing match. And that obviously screams to me, you know, not just look at me, but like, I wouldn't want to mess with this guy. Cyrus, if you need to know, has been in Japan, wrestling in Japan. He's got that worldwide experience, plus the experience of former manager Logan Chase. So, in my opinion, you know, Top Team and Cyrus obviously have the upper hand here. So I am going to go with Top Team and Cyrus. Next up, we have a Dark City street fight. As Murder One goes one-on-one with, again, I don't know if this is former, I don't know if this is still going on, but what the heck, I'll still do it anyway. Dishonor member, well, if it is former, then former Dishonor member, the Black Cloud, of Contra, the Black Cloud himself, that being Joe Black. Last time we saw these two go at it, it was a very quick match by Joe Black. Joe Black had already beaten him. Murder One was taunting Joe Black after that match. And then at one point, Joe Black grabs my chair. No kidding. He literally tells me, get up. And so I naturally do what he does, what he said. He takes my chair, smashes it on Murder One. And, you know, by the time I go and retrieve my chair, the chair's busted. It's literally busted. And the fans had to get me a new one. Honestly. Like, and we've seen street fights before. We've seen bunkhouse brawls. We've seen literal death matches. The last time, the only match I think I can relate to is the Huck and Joe Black dog collar match, which ended through somebody's car windshield. So we don't know what to expect. Like, this is going to be one of those you have to be there for it matches. We don't know what's going to go down. Obviously, the last street fight match we had was an Atlanta street fight with AC Mack as the Southern Honor champion, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I mean, I respect both these guys very much so. Like, both of these have credibility to their name. You have Joe Black, a man who never legally lost the SHW title. I was there when he won it. You have Murder One, who literally trained Joe Black, who trained Joe Black, William Huckabee, etc. The list goes on and on and on and on. So I respect both these men. I am not intimidated by both these men. But if I had to choose one, I say Murder One is definitely overdue for a win here. Considering he was eliminated by Joe Black, and beaten by Joe Black in so short fashion. But this is going to be a good match. This is why you should show up here. next up, our general manager, Gary Lamb, will appoint a new booker of SHW. That is right, you have heard me, and it is a fact. Our general manager, Gary Lamb, will be on the mic talking. Obviously, Gary's gonna Gary, blah, 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 blah. And he appoints a new booker. He has, as of effective immediately, stripped Brooklyn of her booker title. Who takes that place? I don't know. Nobody knows, except for Gary. And I'm sorry, not meaning to draw at straws here, but I have to think it's somebody who knows wrestling and knows like what the fans want to see. I know Murder One runs Southern States pro wrestling, so it has to be someone like that figure. It has to be somebody who Gary trusts and who he knows has his back and benefit for it, is what I'm thinking. So who it is, I don't know. This is why you should show up February 10th at SHW 48. Trust me, when I get news of this, it will be broken. Then we have the best of 7 series. Match 6 in the best of 7 series. Between my guy, and I mean my G, honestly, Grind Club member Owen Knight, taking on Grind Club member Naujism. Honestly, this best of 7 series has been an absolute banger and a must for the Grind Club. Wins here, wins there, etc. And it's something that all promotions get to see. And I mean, we had, I believe, like, what was it, match 3 in the best of 7? I don't know exactly what number it was, but we've had already 1 match in the best of 7 series, which was won by Owen Knight, which was won by Grind Club member, the working team captain Owen Knight. In SHW, I'm kind of hoping Owen wins back-to-back, because me and Owen have this friendship. He's a fan of mine, I'm a fan of his. Naturally makes sense. Naujism, Grind Club member Naujism, this could be a big match for him. A lot of people like myself have become more intrigued with what Naujism can do, and I think he can bring a lot to the table. So can Naujism steal one? Is my question. In this best of 7 series, I do think Owen Knight has the home field advantage. But this is another reason why you need to come to SHW 48 February 10th, Friday, to see this match. I'm going to say, again, it's going to be one of those up-in-the-air matches. Either way, we win. Because both men are Grind Club members. Both men have my respect. I like both men that much. It's going to be a slobber knocker. No pun intended. And I can't wait to see that one. Which brings us to my supposed main event. I don't know if this is the main event because the Dark City Street Fight might be that match. But I was kind of thinking it because of the title ramifications. It's going to be, if it is your main event, it will be Chip Day, Grind Club member. Grind Club member Chip Day taking on Grand Club member v SHW champion Gunnar Miller. That's my captain. Again, this is another one of those matches. No, I know I've said this a lot during this predictions one, but these matches are so good. I can't pick a side, honestly. Because you have two Grind Club members. I like both these guys. Both these guys respect me back. It is just so hard. But then again, Chip Day does pose this question. Is he aligned with Judas? Is he aligned with Corey Hollis? And could we see, Judas show up and, have the back of Chip Day in this match? That just begs that question again. I know Chip Day has this ego to him. Like, it's not an ego, it's not an attitude, it's momentum. That's what it is. Chip Day has this momentum to him, and I can appreciate that momentum. That's the kind of momentum, attitude I like about Chip Day. He always comes in with what I always think is a can-do attitude, a must-win every time, anytime you see him wrestle. Same could be said with Gunnar Miller. Gunnar Miller has done not everything, but like almost everything in SHW. He's done a no-holds-barred match. He's been through hoop after hoop after hoop. He's been in a literal death match. He's won the Rumble Jack, which is something a lot of people wanted for him. But his road to the title has been long and very, very calculated. And now he's finally gotten to that point that everybody's been clamoring for. And it's also his first title defense. Again, as much as I don't want to be negative, with all due respect to both men, I'm saying Gunnar Miller is still going to be your champion. So I'm putting Grind Club member Gunnar Miller. But again, I don't expect it to be an easy route for Gunnar. And it's easy to say your road to the top is the hardest thing. But what's really hard is when everybody wants your spot. That's what I think Gunnar Miller is finally going to learn, is that when everybody wants your spot, there's always that one, everybody's trigger gets pulled, etc. But Chip Day won this contendership in a 4-way match to be Gunnar's first title defense. Good luck to both men, but I'm saying Gunnar Miller. Again, let me review my picks for you. It's going to be Nick Halen versus Parker Lee. I'm going Nick Halen. Happy Madness versus Matt Sells and Michael Stevens. I am going Happy Madness. Carly Bravo versus Corey Hollis. Either men win. I am neutral there. I respect both men. Exotic Youth versus Top Team and Cyrus. I'm going Top Team and Cyrus. Long overdue win there. Murder One versus Joe Black in a street fight. A Dark City street fight, to be exact. I'm going Murder One. He laid down this challenge. He should win it. Again, Gary appoints new booker. I don't know who it is, but I do have to say it's somebody that Gary knows and can respect and trust. I guarantee you that. Best out of 7 series, match number 6. Owen Knight versus Narcissism. I am also neutral there. Although I do think going into this 0-9 is in that home field advantage going into this. Chip Day versus Gunnar Miller. As much as I want to be neutral in this, then you have Grind Club members 0-9 and Narcissism for the best out of 7 series. Then you have Grind Club members, Chip Day, and Gunnar Miller going at it for the SHW title. What more do you want? As much as I want to be neutral, and be happy with both men, either man winning it, I just don't see Gunnar letting go of the title anytime soon, in my opinion. Besides, I've kind of found like a friendship with Gunnar's family, and also, most importantly, not only Gunnar himself, but also Gunnar Jr., Marcus. I have to put you over, Marcus. It's always great seeing you ringside cheering on your father, the SHW champion. But again, I am going Gunnar Miller here. So yeah, that's gonna do it for episode 11 of Zach the Gear Guy Predicts. SHW 48. Again, don't forget to comment your predictions down below. And I'll see you in the next vlog. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications, and share. Gear you there.